Alright guys, up the plots very quickly. I would say it's the first time in a week, but it's not because I came up yesterday. I harvested a load of squashes and things like that for a church. They asked me last week actually, have you got anything we could display on our harvest festival this coming Sunday? So I came up yesterday, just have a look round, plan the week out sort of thing, and I picked a load of squashes, pumpkins and that. I'll show you those in a minute because they're at home. I never thought to bring my camera up, I was just passing, you know. So today, a little bit of a tidy up, not much. And I want to lift some potatoes and get these purple sprouting in their place in the straw bales. So, a lovely day today. So it's supposed to be quite nice all week actually. So fingers crossed, after all that blooming rain. I emptied my rain gauge 3 times the other week. What's that? It's 4 inches each time, so that's 12 inches of rain. Incredible. And a fellow plot holder met me up here yesterday. That's Leanne. Remember Leanne from the tomato taste test? She's got a plot down the far corner now. And we were chatting. She said, oh, all that water in your rain cage. Couldn't believe it. Oh dear. Anyway, let's go look at these spuds and see which ones I'm going to lift. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have a quick walk round as well while we're at it. A lot of you guys that have followed me for a while know that I started off this sort of channel because I wanted to record what I was doing, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing today really. I was going to walk around, talk about what needs doing, like this lavender will need cutting back very soon. And those borage, and there's still bees there. See the bees on the borage there? So I'll leave those, but I don't really want, do I mind if they go to seed? I don't know, there's some there. There's some there. I mean, those nasturtiums, they're going wild again. That's the 3rd time they've grown this year. Brilliant. Chard. Which one's this? It's either bright lights or rainbow, but yeah, I've done enough with that. I've done a bit with that. I don't really like the leaves that much. I grow it for the colour. As you'll remember, these 2, 3, 4 here. This bunch here. That's the bales from last year, and we got a load of ochre in here. Hopefully that'll be all right. Little ladybird down there. Look. Well, I think there's a sweet potato in there somewhere. Let's look at my sheet. Hang on. No, it's just ochre. Ochre. Yeah, there were 2. There's the other one down there. There's the other ochre down there, look. Right then, loads of beetroot in here. Red Ace and Bona all the way along. Yeah. So let's have a look, see what size they are. Sorry for the crackly. Well, they're a good size. They're almost ready for yeah, you can't really see them. Let's get rid of the other side a bit here. Yeah, they'll be ready for pickling very soon. So that's another thing to go on the list. Note to self: pick beetroot. In the net there, just past the feverfew, there is Calabrese Iron Man, a couple of kales at the far end. Now I think the kales might have. No, they're not gone over. Means I've got to eat them. Yeah, some Iron Man. And there's a couple of cabbage in there. So cabbage red ma down there. Under the blooming trailing acucha. And if you look from here, where that pea frame is there, that's where it was planted last year. And you can see it climbing all over the pea frame with its fruits. It's come along here over all the potato straw bales into this bale here. Yeah, so it's a bit invasive, isn't it? Oh, let's go down this way. Cosmos. Oh, look at that, still flowering. Lovely plant. I've got a Brussels sprout. That's gone to seed very, very early, that one. The rest are in there. They're suffering this year pretty bad with the old, the grey cabbage aphid. Horrible one that's so difficult to get rid of. Luckily there's ladybirds galore in there. You can probably see one just there if we get down here. It's there somewhere. Yeah, one there. There's one over there hiding behind that bright green leaf. Yeah, there they all are on there, look. I'll give that a quick spraying with SB Plant Invigorator before I go. Or note to self, do it tomorrow if it's not in the car. And look at these acuchas. I'll tell you what, I'm going to pick those in case they haven't taken the haul for the Harvest Festival. That'd be something different to show them, wouldn't it? More borage. Yeah, nasturtiums. That corn's come to nothing. That was a small sweet corn, but it's not very nice again this year. In this one, what we got in this one? Calabrese and cabbage again. So should have a fair amount of that over the winter. That's about it really. I've got to sort those black currants out. Note to self. Let's go and try those pears actually. I keep feeling these pears, but they're not quite ready. Unless it is a hard pear. This is it Victoria? No, that's a plum, isn't it? I might. Oh yeah, I'll take a couple of them. I'll take that one there and give it a try. Right then, let's get some spuds. I was going to pick the Apaches, but they're still growing too well. They're still too green. So I'm going to do the Kondor, because if you look at the Kondor, the foliage is going over now, so there's not much left of them. So here we go then. Let's get this out with all the blimmin' acucha vines. Crikey. That could go down for composting. The nasturtium in there as well. I planted 3 and there's 3. So, oh, look at this vine, it's blooming horrible. I'm going to try my best to get rid of that next year, or this year, but not let it go to seed. Oh. Now if I like the stuff, I'd let it grow, but I don't. I don't, so I won't. Right, let's put that over there. Okay, we'll start off just lifting some spuds, and I'll put them in the bucket as we go along. In fact, I'll put them in now because it's going to overflow pretty quick. Some weird looking ones here. And some of them have started sprouting. Oh, that's a seed potato, I think. Yeah. Well, that's all in there. Let's just fill that one in. But if nothing else, I've got quite a few seed potatoes for next year. I'm thinking that's about it, guys. Yeah. There we are then. I'll give those away when we get home. Phew, let's go and get that purple sprouting. Right, these had a good water at home, so it should be all right in here. Quite deep, like most brassicas. And I'm putting them fairly close together. I'm not one of these ones for following recommended distances because I don't have a lot of space. Let's put these two side by side. Sort of. Right, here we are. And if I'm lucky, the net from over there will stretch just to stop the piggy-ons and flying rats. That'll do. Job done on plot 26. Okay then, here we are down the lower plot, plot 39, the frog and toad plot as I call it. Oh, it's looking pretty darn good. There's a lot growing. There's a lot of grass growing. Now all these docks that are growing, if I can find some, I can find some, shouldn't be too hard. They're annual docks. I say annuals, they've just come up from seed this year. So they won't be too hard to get rid of as long as I get on with it. So what I'll do in a minute, I'll give them a good strimming, because I prefer to strim them 4 or 5 times. See, this is probably the worst area just here, look. Look at this rose, it's still going. Peter's Priscilla or something like that it is. Yeah. Another cauliflower gone to seed there. More calabrese. 4 lots of runner beans in there. I'm just leaving these to finish off now. And then, as you can see with the brown pods, I will be harvesting for seed. And what I'll do, I think I might have mentioned it before, I'm just going to cut the stems off just above ground level and see if they'll grow again next year. So, plot neighbour just leaving. Yeah. What we got in here then? Oh, Tromboncino came to nothing this year. Absolutely rubbish. And yet last year, I had so many. Leeks all down. This is like chaos planting, you know what I mean? Leeks down the side, Kondor in the middle, mostly nasturtium at the end, but under there somewhere, there's a load of dwarf beans. Yeah, so we'll be picking those. I'm gonna use those for seed again. White borage. Now I've never seen white borage before, but I got a few plants of it. So I'll be saving the seeds from that one. That's the one I will let grow. More beans, more chaos. Sweet potatoes, lots of different carrots, white borage. Different types of red and green cabbage in here, and a milk thistle, whatever you want to call it. Now, these tomatoes on the end here, San Marzano, absolutely fantastic. They make the best tomato sauce ever, and I have picked kilogram upon kilogram of these, and as you can see there's quite a few of those that have gone past the breaker point, so I'll pick those tomorrow as well. Bit of a rush today now. This chilli bed, that's been doing okay. I had quite a few chilies off that. Oh, there's loads of dock leaves down there. Yeah, I'll be on for tomorrow, then I'll get my strimmer charged up. That tomato bed's been total chaos. Chaos for the wrong reason. Rubbish, because they're just not growing, and I don't know what they are. So I might just lift all those now actually and get the bed. Yeah, I'll lift all those tomorrow. Note to self, lift those on Saturday. And I'll get something else planted in there. Ooh, what else we got? This is where now what are they called? Crookneck squash. They were growing along here, and all the way down here is the cushaws. Now there's a few more growing. You can just see down there. There's one there, there's one there. I'm hoping they'll be okay before the frost come properly. Oops, someone's shouting at me. Sweet potato in there. Banana in the middle, that's doing all right. I have to wrap that up before the frost come. The other thing here, you'll see there's a cut-off stalk down there. Now this bed was my courgette, so as you can still see there's some yellow soleil in there. Now hiding under the leaves there was a rondini, and I'll show you that when I get home. Vivacious tomatoes on the end of the 2 beds there. They're very nice. In fact, I might take some of those now to stick in my salad later on. They're quite nice. Yep. Only one worth picking at the moment, but they'll be going over. I'm still not sure what to do with these trugs. I tried draping one of the vines over it, the squash vines, but in the wind, I even tied a string across, look, in the wind it snapped off. Oh dear. Oh. And that's a cushaw looks like as well, so that's come all the way from down there. Round the side, not going to talk about all the fruit bushes and that. One thing that has been a bit bad this year is parsnips. They just haven't grown for me. So I'm not sure what I'll do with that next year. Maybe plant them somewhere else. Oh, we've got a bit of a marrow growing in there. A bit too small to pick yet. Peppers, more cabbages. I reckon that's about it now for a quick walk round. Yeah, I just need to get all the tools picked off out of the grass and get strimming. This is where me pumpkin was, one of those Gallo Dacine, one that Kyra planted. I'll show you that. That's at home now. And there we are, back to the car. Let's get a photograph of a wide angle photograph of it. Not looking too bad. And just before I pack up, as promised, here's the veg that I gave to the Harvest Festival. Yeah, the Harvest Festival's a week early at this particular church. It's because it's their 200th anniversary or something like that, so they're having it a week early. At the front there we got a Gallo Dacine pumpkin, and the orange one at the back is the Dill's Atlantic Giant, which isn't very giant at all. We got a couple of yellow crookneck squashes, looking forward to cooking with those. A patty pan or two, a big one and a small one, and just under that large patty pan is, have a guess. It is a rondini courgette. It is blooming massive. It's as big as the pumpkins. Oh, I don't know. Right, that'll do for now, guys. Bit of a gardening one for a change. Catch you soon.